joined by Aaron Wilson, who covers the Texans and the NFL for the Houston Chronicle. What did we learn today about the Texans? We learned that they can be bad and they can be good.
All in one day, and they're a resilient team. We didn't know that they would be able to do this. At one point, it looked very bleak, and they turned it around. I think the game plan got better, and Deshaun Watson, I think his frustration level had reached a point where he just willed them to a win, made some extraordinary plays. I think Deshaun Watson is a big part of this. Also, J.J. Watt gave them a lift with that sack because emotionally they were very flat until then. A lot of guys made some key plays, including unlikely people like Tywan Jones, who normally just plays special teams, but he made the play that set up the game winner for Kaimi Fairbairn.
Yeah, Jones on that play, let's get into him real specifically for just a second, had not played any snaps on offense the entire season, right, until the last game when they were resting him.
Right, that was a meaningless game, but when it mattered, he wasn't part of the offense. And they had a real specific idea for him that he could be a part of that play, and he could always run fast. He's a very good player in kick coverage. He's first guy down, but no one has ever thought, hey, he's going to be a full-time running back. But they had that play in mind for him, and it was a zero blitz. Deshaun Watson withstood the hit, found him. It was an adjustment. Watson actually had checked to it, changed the route, and I thought he was off to the races, and he thought so too. He thought he was going to score. He almost did. Got close enough. Kaimi Fairbairn, that was a chip shot for him, 28 yards.
Impressive play call, impressive deal with Deshaun Watson banging through the guys and still getting it done after making the check. Very nice stuff. Now move forward to this week. Going to Kansas City, one of the most difficult places to play in the NFL. Texas was there early this year. You and I were there.
Yeah.
They handled the Chiefs with ease almost, basically. I mean, it was that kind of game that they showed they can be a contender. Can they do it a second time?
They can, but there's a big caveat. Patrick Mahomes was not 100% that game. That makes a huge difference. And I thought that the Chiefs played very poorly. They're playing much better defensive football now, especially Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger, the former Texan safety. It's a better Chiefs team right now than it was the edition we saw. And I'm expecting a tough football game for the Texans. That game, they only won by 7. This game, I think it's going to go right down to the wire. And if they don't play much better than they did against the Bills, they can get blown out by the Chiefs.
Oh, yeah. As I said earlier, I was talking to Lauren, that you fall behind 16-0 anywhere else in the playoffs, you're not likely to come back against these kind of teams.
And only Josh Allen. And I don't want to make fun of him because I respect him, but there was a little bit too much Tim Tebow-looking kind of stuff out there. I mean, he is wild. I mean, some of the things he did, he's got to tighten up. But, I mean, he's an exciting player, but he was so unpredictable, and he made some terrible decisions. Otherwise, I think the Texans, they don't win this game if not for Josh Allen, some of the things he did.
No doubt. The Chiefs, though, they've been playing better defensively, but they were playing some bad offensive teams down the stretch, too.
Were.
So I'm not sure if their defense is as good as they looked the last month.
You have to temper it all, but the thing is they haven't faced a lot of quarterbacks of Deshaun Watson's caliber lately, and they had trouble with him. He ran for a couple of touchdowns the first game. He threw for one, and I thought Carlos Hyde, especially the team that traded him, he ran like he had some bad intentions toward the Chiefs. I expect him to still be fired up when he plays Kansas City next Sunday at Arrowhead Stadium.